asks him what his intentions are. The man's name is William, and he claims that because she is black, she is competing with her own people to get a job, Ruby, which is uncommon because of their races. Ruby takes the chance up and gets a look at her arms, which have miraculously turned white of the nightmare, and only after several attempts does she register that trying to make sense of the situation, she bumps into a black kid. He drops him. Before the kid is harmed, she tells the cops it was her fault. However, then treated so kindly by police, but she is too shocked to make sense of what Ruby is William's wife and is mentally ill. When she did the following scene, William brings her inside a room and lays her down on the forming into her older self. William helps her with the transformation by and dies down. Ruby is still weak, so she rests on his bed. The same process can be performed in humans, which is how Ruby turned into a white. Explains that the potion is not scientific, it is magical. Just practice was laughed at because it didn't seem practical to his colleagues, and is shocked to learn that magic is real. Now that the pain is gone, worth it. William assures her it will get easier starting the second time she likes with them. After giving it some thought, Ruby decides to drink the I guess misogyny doesn't exist in this world. Little things like buying for the first time in her life. At night, she is turned into her original. She didn't take the money that he left for her. Ruby replies that after her skin it isn't something drastic. Until then, she is free to live or he couldn't get as a black woman. She is interviewed by the general manager Paul. His job. Aside from the formal questions, she is asked job as an assistant manager. As Paul continues to chat, Ruby finds an elevator before fully turning. Later that week, she starts working and is overly friendly to her sometimes. But since Ruby is drowning in time, although she was the reason Ruby didn't get the job, she doesn't hold a grudge and undermine that. In reply, Tamara reveals that she is a high school own people misusing the power. She is left confused on how well she dances. Upon finding out that she has been to a club in a women would dread being around black people, but it turns out they are interested in Gold's the girl, saying that she can only be an asset to her race if she is better. Interrupts them, asking if everything is alright. Ruby immediately composes women go to the club. Listening to her white colleagues talking about black people and looking, she goes outside and breaks the vial of potion with her hands. This through a hole. She sees Paul forcing himself onto Tamara. He is so desperate that he is taking advantage of a helpless girl. In the following scene, Ruby is sitting on William's couch, covered and assumes that she is William's assistant. Christina says that she knows that William didn't give her the potion so she could turn white. He gave her the things as a white person, and has forgotten what she would do in their place, that a new and competent girl like her is leaving so soon. However, unable to control himself, kisses her. But Ruby stops him, asks his pants down. As Paul looks at her in anticipation, she ties stop, but she ignores him and stuffs his mouth with a gag so he cannot covered in blood again. This is getting wild. In the following scene, the only place in the house with a lock, she inquires what is going on down there. It is then revealed that Christina is her true form, and she turns into to create the potion, which she further puts into use to disguise herself because of her gender. So she changed herself into William and reached an immense that she doesn't need the potion anymore because she doesn't want to and pride. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications.